the first idea that I want to discuss. And of course, these are based around what I've been seeing, what I've been coming to conclusions with, what I've been pondering with people and where they are in their journey. There's a lot of people out there at a similar point in their journey because they are committed to my content. And you can see it. You can see it in their comments, their writings. Sometimes they'll share pictures and videos, and I can really see that a lot of people are in a similar place. I want you to ask yourself, do I associate a certain amount of comfort with pain? This may be the biggest roadblock to our healing. Do I associate, that's okay, Luana, do I associate a certain amount of comfort to my pain? Now, a lot of people that are new to my content will go, Dennis, you have lost your marbles, my friend. Are you kidding me? You know, comfort, pain, that makes no sense. All I really want to do is escape this inner distress that I'm feeling. I understand. I understand the anger and the initial reaction, but this is a convincing game. It's what it is. It's a convincing game. And the people that heal anxiety do a very good job of convincing their subconscious mind through their conscious mind. They do a tremendous job of this because at a conscious and an unconscious level, my friends, there is commonly a certain amount, if not a high amount, of comfort within pain. And we need to understand this at a deep level, because this pain, this distress, this anxiety, this stress provides a person with a number of needs that are being met. And at an unconscious level, a person may feel like there is a lot of discomfort with freedom. If I free myself from anxiety, if I free myself from distress and these ways of thinking and these habits and patterns, then I may be missing out on some of the things that I am gaining through my inner pain. Okay? So this may be very real for you, and I want you to understand that this may be the biggest roadblock. Now, in order for us to get to a better place, we have to begin associating more pleasure to changing than pain to changing. Because you'll notice a lot of people talking themselves out of change, right? Ooh, change is so hard. It's not that it's so hard, it's that you're scared of change. You're afraid of change, and you're afraid of the world of the unknown, and you're afraid of not being able to meet some of your needs of comfort, of irresponsibility, of sympathy, of all these things that I used to have, if you do in fact change. So I want you to understand this and ask yourself, you know what, am I the biggest roadblock to this change? Because here's the information, here's the knowledge. Many people are going through the programs that I have. There's the structure. You have the support from people. You've got the members lounge. What reason, other than the fact that you are getting comfortable within your pain, do you have of not changing? There are none. So I want you to dig deep today and ask yourself, you know what? Do I associate this pain to a certain level of comfort? And is it in fact holding me back from getting to a much better place in my life? And the best metaphor that I can come up with for this is the cold lake, right? The cold lake. Trudy's saying that was a huge self-realization for me that I needed to be the change. I like that. You know, there's a lot of people out there that move up to a cold lake of water and they put their feet in there, right? Just a little dabble, right? And so, it's a little cold, right? A little bit cold, and it's different. It's not that it's cold and it's painful, it's different, right? I'm not used to the cold. Because I'm not used to the cold, I associate pain, a lot of pain, to the change, okay, to getting into the lake. So they'll go in and they'll go back. They'll go in a little bit more and they'll go back, and all of a sudden, they'll talk themselves out of it. They'll say it's too cold or change is too hard. When in fact, right, when you get into that lake, that cold lake of water. You begin swimming, what starts to happen? Okay, your body temperature changes. You begin adjusting to the cold water, and what starts to happen is what was once unfamiliar and uncomfortable becomes familiar and comfortable, warriors. So let's understand this first perspective. Write it down. Write it down. The next idea is this. Are you available to healing? Are you available to healing? Many people are not. What I mean by being available to healing isn't, do you want to heal? The question is, are you holding your back by thinking you already know everything? Are you available to healing means, are you open to a higher level of consciousness and awareness? Are you open to the idea of being reconnected with God or a spiritual path? Are you open to change? Are you available to healing? It's really interesting, warriors, because for a number of years, I wanted to change, but unconsciously I held myself back. I wasn't available to healing because I didn't open up my arms fully to the world of the unknown, to vulnerability. Right? It wasn't until I started to do things a lot differently and I started to open myself to perceiving things a lot differently that change started to show up. So ask yourself, am I fully and utterly available to healing? If you ask yourself this question and plant the seed in the morning, you'll go about your day spending time in nature and such, and all of a sudden these moments of clarity will show up like, boom, there it is. I never realized this before. Those realizations and those moments of clarity, right? Those epiphanies are the very things that bring you towards healing. And when they show up, don't sabotage your progress by thinking yourself out of it. Don't do this. As long as you associate plenty of pleasure to change, you will change because you're getting the tools and the support. And the final topic, before I get into our main topics today, Jason's in the house, good to see you, my friend, is, and understand this at a deep level, please, okay? This is what holds a lot of people back, right? What do a lot of people want more than anything? They want to live a comfortable life. I want to live a comfortable life, and my healing should be just as comfortable. No, not necessarily. Your healing should be natural, but it's not really that comfortable, okay? Your healing resides in the world that is uncomfortable, and when you start to feel vulnerable, that is the exact direction you need to go. Healing should be messy. Write that down. Healing should be messy, okay? Healing, and the majority of healing from what I've seen, especially from people that have suffered for years and years, emotional traumas, childhood traumas, developmental traumas, stored emotion, right? Labels, lack of self-worth, and so forth. How can it not be messy, right? I mean, the process towards gaining anxiety was messy, and so healing is also messy. When I mean messy, I mean a number of different things. Okay. Number one is you start to come face to face with the very thing that you've been stuffing aside for many, many years, right? We were never taught how to deal with our problems. We were taught to stuff them aside or to retreat, right? Stuff them deep within. Don't show any emotions, right? Does that sound like you? Because that sounds like me, right? Teacher said, hey, psh, keep it down back there. Right? And back in the corner of the room, I'm crying, right? Stuff it deeper inside, right? I'm in distress. I'm in anger. I don't know how to deal with it. So it was the best way we knew how to deal with it. When something compounds over time, it's going to show up emotionally. It's going to show up mentally. It's going to show up physically out of the blue. And you start to go, who is this person? How did I become so sensitized well, right? Patterns, habits. So you look your fears right in the eyes. You start to understand that stuffing things deeper and deeper inside doesn't get you there, but the truth is that when you start to face the very things that you haven't faced, such as the guilt of breaking mom and dad's rules, right? The blaming of mom and dad for bringing you up this way. It's all their fault, right? The unforgiveness of your teachers, your coaches, your parents, your siblings, yourself, that unforgiveness, all of these things are inner poison. And this poison starts to show up through sensitivity more than anything, depersonalization and derealization. All of a sudden, you're in this physical world, but you don't feel like you really are, right? I'm here and I'm hearing things, and I'm so highly sensitized to those things that, all I want to do is stuff myself aside into a room and not hear anything on the outside. I'm feeling things, but I can't feel those things. I'm seeing things, but it looks like, it actually feels like I'm looking through 3 glasses when I'm looking at something. That spells repressed emotion and trauma that hasn't been resolved and renegotiated, period. Right? So healing should be messy. Healing should be messy, warriors. Don't convince yourself that this is going to be a linear road, please. When you start to put those feet, those beautiful feet, in that cold lake of water, don't scatter back. Go directly towards those fears and those angers. You know what? It wasn't until I was screaming in that pillow. It wasn't until I was yelling in my car. It wasn't until I was making a complete fool out of myself in front of other people that I began to heal. I remember the day vividly, right? I remember before that day that I would go to the mall and I would be scared of people judging me. I was like a little mouse. They looked at me. Did they see my symptoms? Oh my goodness, right? I just want to go and pick something up and scatter back home. No. I was so tired of that life of running. I was tired of running from my fears. I was tired of not being able to tap into the answers that I had within me, because it's either fear or intuition. Which one is winning within you? Is it the fear or is it the intuition? Intuition cannot show up when there's fear. When that cup is so overloaded, how can you possibly listen to your superconscious mind? You can't. Your superconscious mind is that connection to God. Your superconscious mind is that connection to miracles, is that connection to healing. So there I was, so fed up, and I said, you know what? Healing is going to be messy. I am tired of coping. I'm tired of managing. I will no longer listen to my talk therapist and my counselor telling me this is the best it's going to be and that I'm going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. Hell no. Hell no. Nobody will ever tell me that again. I decided. I put on my pajamas. I put on my funny-looking toque because I'm a toque guy. There I was, freezing in Calgary, yelling at the top of my lungs, saying, you know what, anxiety, it's me and it's you today, right? I will no longer fear you. I will prove to you that what the ego mind is saying, telling me that I should fear people and that I'm making a fool out of myself, and extremes, what it's telling me is false. So I went to the mall with pajamas, funny looking toque, and I stayed there. I walked around, I took the looks, I said, you know what, this is the very thing that I've been scared of. This is the very thing I've been scared of for so long. How silly. And after some time, I got used to that feeling, and the fear turned into neutralness, and I began to feel at home with myself. I began to feel a certain amount of peace, but it wasn't until things got messy first that I found that inner peace. So if you currently feel like you're in a vulnerable place, putting yourself out there over and over and over again, right? know that you're headed in the right direction, right? A couple of comments here. Sally says, some of those residual poisons is still in my body, still working on this and getting results. Not as fast as I would like it to be gone, but she's getting results, and that's all that matters, right? As I scroll, this is exactly how I made more progress in 6 weeks than I did in months, Rahul. Thank you for sharing. Awesome stuff. Colby, having courage makes all the difference. Colby, the shares on the members lounge, give it up. Love it, right? Amazing pictures, amazing confidence. You could see it in Colby's physiology. The way he's presenting himself, that change is happening quickly for him. And I'm so, so proud of you, my friend. Luana says, beautifully messy. Excellent. Now, warriors, let's drink some water. Eric's in the house. I love this guy. Always optimistic. Been doing real good lately. That's awesome, Eric. All of a sudden, massive panic attacks woke me up. What's up with that? Well, you know, we might have to dig deeper with that, but many times in the journey towards change, this system tends to get very, very sensitized. Many times it wants to make sure that what you're doing is in fact going to contribute to your survival, or maybe there was a thought or an idea, or you were looking up something on Twitter the night before, and maybe that was installed, and all of a sudden there was a reminder of that in the middle of the night, and you woke up with panic. We don't know, right? But I would look at the panic and go, you know what? What is my system trying to tell me? What could I possibly be sensitized towards that caused me to feel this in this moment, right? Becky, no tea today. We're sticking to the water. Go, Dennis. Right? I had a lot of tea today. Tons. Right? At least 3 glasses. Yep. I love the experimental phase that I'm in right now, going through plenty of different teas. I don't know if I shared with you guys. I did share, in fact, an article on theanxietyguy.com on mugwort. And I purchased this massive, I'm looking at it right now, this massive package of mugwort. And it's really good stuff. It tastes really good. I feel like it's opening me up, right, in different ways. And good stuff. When you find the tea that works for you, stick to it, right? But don't be afraid to experiment. I'm the biggest experimenter with tea there is, and I can't say I regret any of it. So enjoy your tea, my friends. Can anxiety kill you inside and lead to death if you don't try to cure and go with it? That's an interesting question. Can anxiety kill you? Well, I want to say no and make you feel better, but the truth is that prolonged anxiety can take a toll on the physical body. I mean, let's be honest here, okay? It's not butterflies and unicorns in your nervous system if you're constantly sensitized. Is there any bigger motivation than the fact that you're living in a world that is so small and a world that is so distressing? I don't think there is. If you don't try to cure and go with it. Well, I don't know why you wouldn't try to heal yourself if you're constantly not feeling right. I don't know. I don't understand, right? If I find a problem in my inside world or a problem in the outside world, I don't stuff it aside and go on to the next thing. I go directly towards it each and every time. And I say, you know what? I have the tools. Which tools do I need in order to deal with this situation? I mean, that's really what we're doing here, guys. We're becoming better problem solvers, not reassurance seekers, not people that look for coping or managing techniques. We are becoming problem solvers. And when we can get to a place when we can naturally and quickly re-perceive a challenge, That's when we know we have become the warriors we deserve to be. How to trust your body when dealing with physical issues. Time. You don't trust your body overnight, Tricia. Okay? Time. Do the inner work. Do the self-discovery. Fill yourself with good content. Reframe your traumas and learn how to respond. Honestly, I love Joe. I'm not listening to him too much. Not at all, actually, but he's absolutely fantastic in every which way. He'll really give you the science behind this stuff. But if I could pinpoint 3 things that people need to really focus on when it comes to healing, and I've been doing this for a number of years, right? I would say number 1 is your mindset. You really have to focus on your mindset when it comes to taking on the day and the way you confront your inner challenges. Okay, if you have the mindset of, I hope it doesn't show up, get ready for distress. If you have the mindset of, I hope my social support team is very close to me, you're not going to find long-term success. If you are in the mindset that any inner challenge or outer challenge is a challenge and an opportunity to practice something, a skill set of some sort, you have the right mindset. If you, when you, as a warrior, when you can go, you know what, my mindset is any mental symptom or intrusive thought, any physical sensation, any emotion that doesn't feel right, these are directly connected to the younger version of me looking to get my conscious mind's attention for me to deal with this problem, you have the right mindset, right? So mindset is very, very important. Reframing. When you're reframing your past traumas and the experiences that caused you to become overwhelmed, that compounded over time, that caused further repressed emotion, when you're reframing, I urge you not to do it on your own in the beginning. You need someone to guide you. You need a practitioner. You need a regression therapist, a regression coach. You need an NLP practitioner. You need a hypnotherapist. You need to go deep. You need to go deep in this work, because if you're strictly trying to heal your severe levels of anxiety through breathing techniques alone, I don't see a whole lot of success in that in the majority of people. If you're looking to heal this simply through talk therapy or logic or rational thinking, I haven't found, in fact, I don't know if I've ever found someone who is in a severe state rationally think their way past that severe state. I haven't. I haven't seen anybody who has, long-term healed themselves strictly through exercise. Are these things good for you? Yes. But will they get to the root causes of your anxiety today? No, I don't believe they will. That's why healing should be messy. It should be messy. I was doing a session with someone, and I couldn't believe the amount of crying that this person did, right? We reframed a past experience. She stuffed it deeper and deeper within her, and every time I said one word, I said, Dad. Dad, right? Dad. And then we'd be good for a while, and I said, Dad. And she'd go, oh, right? And there she goes. And then next thing you know, you bring her to an alpha brainwave state where she's slowed down, or even theta, and now she's processing everything deeper, right? And now she's face to face with Dad, telling Dad exactly what she wished she could have in that moment back then, right? She even knocked him out with a punch, and then she forgive Dad, and all these sorts of things that you do in reframing, right? She moved herself forward in the timeline because for years she was living in the past, as many anxiety sufferers do, right? You cannot move forward in your life until you clean up your past. But cleaning up your past doesn't mean talking about it, right? It doesn't mean positive thinking. It doesn't mean consciously trying to rationalize your way through it, right? It means go deep, right? And if you go on YouTube, if you're doing my programs right now, you're going deep, and that's where you need to go until things start to smoothen out a bit, right? Jeez, how do I talk so much? Incredible. I mean, everybody's on their own journey. I mean, everybody's on their separate own journey, right? It's like, you can't really tell one person to do things exactly this way and tell another person the exact same thing. It doesn't work that way, right? When I listen to someone in a session, I'm going, what does this person really need? What does this person need from me? Who does this person truly need to confront? What is this person storing deep within them that they haven't resolved yet? Right? Heather says, so true, Dennis. It means facing the past to the future. Yeah. So there we are. And if we think about it, write this down. Write this down. When inner pain is greatest is when you have the biggest opportunity to change. When that inner pain is the greatest is when you have the biggest opportunity to change. You're feeling pain, perfect. Go towards it. You're in distress, and you found the root cause of your anxiety, what you've been storing, the bullies in the schoolyard that made you feel a certain way, that made you produce this level of low self-worth and low self-esteem within you. Perfect, go towards it, right? When you're feeling the deepest pains, the dissatisfaction and the desperation, that is exactly the direction you need to go. I promise you. Don't fear that path, right? That is the key to an awakening and deeper levels of information. You cannot find, oh my God, my beard is getting itchy. I didn't know beards were so itchy, right? What is up with this? Woke up this morning, and I had this little white gray area. I knew I always had that gray area. It's fine. I love getting old. It's totally fine and all that. But then I was like, wow, what's this little patch here? Oh my God. And then there's this patch, right? I hope that in a couple months I'm not here in Facebook Live with this huge gray patch beard and going, hi guys, right? Boom, there it is. Right? Let's keep it black. But anyway, how do you find out where the anxiety is coming from? Lisa. How do you find out where the anxiety is coming from? Well, the anxiety is coming from pieces of information that many people cannot be consciously aware of because, when you stuff things deeper and deeper within you, many times the conscious mind doesn't have the access to that deeper information. You access that deeper information by doing deeper work, right? Deeper work. I remember hypnotizing myself. I remember going into nature and crying my eyes out many, many times. I remember speaking to trees. I remember hugging trees. I remember, sniffing the bushes. I remember doing things I normally wouldn't do. I remember closing my eyes and embracing the discomfort because there were times in my life there were years in my life where I couldn't sit with myself with my eyes closed, breathing deeply. Those are the things I needed to do. It's incredible how when you stop frantically searching for the answers and you start giving back to your body and what your body truly wants, which is some rest and which is some different types of environments with different people, it's incredible how the information just starts to show up, right? Like I said, this healing journey cannot be forced. It is messy, but it cannot be forced, right? If you're there scribbling and writing and trying frantically to find the answers and the root causes of your anxiety, It's not gonna happen. You're only depleting yourself further, right? You're only adding to the distress that you're feeling. Stop. Stop doing that stuff and embrace what's uncomfortable, right? Because for so long you've already been a perfectionist, right? I'm perfect. I have to be perfect in every way. I tried to be perfect for years for my parents, and that didn't work. I got close to their love, but eventually I just kind of carried on with this perfectionism, hoping that it'll pan out in some good way in my life. So you feel like you need to find the answers here and now consciously. No, that's not the route, right? Do the very thing that is uncomfortable. Give your body what it truly needs and stop, pursuing this road of depletion. You're only depleting yourself further by, frantically looking for the answers. The answers need to show up naturally, right? And honestly, I've provided 5 apps, 5 really, really important apps, along with one of my favorite teachers and mentors, Kelly Howell, who herself is a mystic, and she's pretty darn deep, right? She'll help you tap into your subconscious mind, right? That podcast that I put out, I believe it was a week or 2 ago, on the 5 best apps for anxiety sufferers and mental health. You need to go get those apps now, right? And I bet some of you, or a majority of you, started them and then you stopped them. Why? You're stopping them unconsciously because your system is so scared of change. Override that system. Override that system, right? Write this down. When you start to treat your own fears and yourself the same way you treat your own children's fears and them, you're going to begin healing. Your child comes to you and says, "Mommy, I have this problem." You say, "Honey, you know what? There's compassion there. There are solutions there. There's some logic there. There's some relaxation there. There's some exposure there. And there's love there." The ego cannot exist where there is love. Tracy, if you go 2 weeks back on, maybe someone can post the link, 2 weeks back on the Anxiety Guy podcast, I posted what I believe are the 5 best apps for anxiety sufferers and mental emotional distress. So check it out, right? So when you start to treat yourself the same way you treat your kids, you will begin healing yourself. I promise you. You will see it through if you continue to treat yourself that way. Love is the answer. Love is the answer, right? It really, really is. If it all comes down to that. A lot of people meet that need for love and that feeling of significance through anxiety, through fear, through distress, and you can in fact meet it in another way. Now, I'm going to go through these very, very quickly, my friend. Pen and paper, hands up. Let me know that you guys have it ready, okay? Healing signs, because these are the signs that you are healing. You are healing. Give yourself credit if, in fact, you recognize these signs within you, warriors, right? I am so proud of each and every one of you for being here right now, right? I know right now we're only getting together once a month, and I hope you're enjoying the 29 days of the Anxiety Guy videos on YouTube, and they're creating clarity within you. Very, very important. Catch up if you haven't seen them. Give those videos a likes. Give those videos a likes. Talking about the apps, I'm having trouble subscribing again to the Anxiety Guy app. There is an issue with the app. I believe the issue is on, is it Android? I think it's on iPhone, not on Android. But if you send a message to me, Trudy, on endtheanxiety@gmail.com, I will help you. You're enjoying the videos, Rukaya? That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Healing routine became a way of life for Luana. That's awesome. And it shows. It really shows. All right? In the members lounge, I can really see that you're on the right track. Now, healing sign number 1 is childlike curiosity. Write it down. When you start to feel like, your interest in the unknown rather than the conditioned certainty of adulthood, right, is occurring, you're on the right track, right? This interest in the unknown. Holy smokes, I'm interested in that. And that's interesting. Oh, I never watched that before. I never listened to that before. Oh my goodness, will you look at the trees? Will you look at the bushes? Oh, why is that person walking that way? There is curiosity rather than walking with anxiousness in your head, hoping that your symptoms don't arise and you don't make a fool out of yourself, looking at the ground and walking. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Hopefully nothing happens. Oh, I hope this symptom doesn't get worse. Oh, where's these intrusive thoughts coming from? All that stuff, right? Wow, I don't think I've ever talked that fast. That's interesting. Right? But childlike curiosity, is it showing up within you? If it is, boom, that is a sign. Well done. Number 2, self-love over self-blame. You are beginning to tap into your true worth, warrior, rather than blame yourself for breaking the rules of others from your past. So self-love is overtaking self-blame. Ask yourself, is self-love overtaking self-blame? What percentage currently am I living with the feeling of self-love? And what percentage is self-blame still occurring in my life? This beard is getting itchy. Anybody have any tips for an itchy beard? Interesting. Number 3, higher level thinking. Higher level thinking. You're thinking beyond the reactions of the ego. Okay, write that down. You're becoming more flexible in the process. Okay, so you're feeling like, wow. And this scares people a lot of times, right? Oh my God, I could not possibly come up with that incredible thought. That's not me. And they stuff it aside. That is you. Okay, that is you. That's you. That's the true you. A lot of people think that they only have 2 minds. They have the conscious mind, the part that's rational, the part that's logical, the part that thinks, the part that's responsible for their willpower, the part that problem solves. And then they believe they have a subconscious mind, the infinite storage system, their physiology, their past memories, their initial reactions, their core beliefs, the subconscious mind. But I bet you didn't, realize that you have 3 minds. You have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind, and you have your superconscious mind. That superconscious mind is responsible for spontaneous remissions. That superconscious mind is responsible for the ideas that show up for you to create the business that you never thought about before. The superconscious mind shows up when you write a book. You're writing a book. I wrote a book, my second book coming out in March. I didn't even consciously write that book, literally, okay? I sat down, I mapped out the chapters, and then I was like, not even, right? There was a part of me that was writing, but it wasn't the side of me that was completely aware of what I was writing. And honestly, I believe it's a masterpiece because it's exactly what anxiety sufferers need to hear. So I'm excited for the book coming out in March. Yeah. Higher level thinking. Do you feel like that's happening? If so, perfect. Jason says aloe vera lotion for the beard. Awesome. I am on it, my friend. Beard oil. Okay, got it. Can't wait to read the book in March. Julie, I'm telling you right now, it is going to transform the way you see yourself and your healing. I truly believe it. Because, warriors, there comes a point in life where we must stop talking about our anxiety. Right? We have to stop talking about our anxiety, for God's sakes. Right? Do I get tired sometimes of posting quotes related to anxiety? Let me be honest with you. Yes, I do. I want to shout from the rooftops, things that have nothing to do with your anxiety. But many times I can't because people are still at the start of their journey. So there has to be some kind of balance there, right? And that's what I try to provide, balance. I'm thinking about the people that just got diagnosed. I'm thinking about the people that are 99% there. I am with you, right? Every step of the way. So it's not about anxiety, right? God damn, like it's not about how do I deal with this symptom. It's not about how do I get rid of this feeling. It's not about, how do I think differently. It's about so much more than that. So much more. It's truly about an awakening. Right? It's about awakening to ideas that you never truly respected and gave any kind of attention to before. Ideas that were shut down from you and other people. And it's just so vast, right? And I hope that you are there. And when I mean there, I hope you know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 4, healing signs, okay, is trust in the unfoldment of life. You feel like you are trusting in the unfoldment of life. I'm so happy that you're all here listening to this because it's so important, right? I will be posting this on YouTube as well as a post video, so don't worry. But anyway, you trust in the unfoldment of life, meaning trust is overtaking fear. Write this down. Self-programming is overtaking childhood programming. Self-programming is overtaking childhood programming. Understand what that means, warrior. Everybody from Joe, Luana, Becky, Amalie, Luz, love that you are here listening to this. Michelle, love your commitment. I truly am so inspired by you all. So you're starting to feel a transition here. Your childhood programming is starting to take a back seat, and you are starting to take full control over the full capacity that you have and the resources that you have within you. Understand this, right? Number 5, healing signs. Signs that you are healing. Let me get comfortable because this is a big one. Ready? You're no longer separating people between labels of good and bad. Notice how far this goes away from talking about anxiety, right? So no longer are people good and bad. I don't see anybody. I mean, someone could literally come here, right, on this Facebook Live, some kind of troll, we'll call them or whatever, and they'll go, Dennis, I hate your toque. Why do you have that beard? Why do you wear a white shirt like that? Why do you speak that way? Why do you speak so slow? Why do you speak so fast? Why is your... And I would say... Right? And I wouldn't judge that person as a bad person. There may be a grain of truth from what that person's saying. I would respond with a certain level of compassion. I would recognize whether I made a mistake or not, and I would move forward, blessing that person every step of the way, because it's not me that they're angry at, it's dad, it's mom, it's coach, it's teacher, it's themselves. And they had a moment, an opportunity in that moment to discharge some of that built-up rage that a lot of anxiety sufferers have. Pent-up, distressed, repressed rage that comes out in the most unlikeliest moments. You blow up at your kid for whatever reason. It's not the kid's fault, it's your fault, right? So, all these people that we used to judge as being good and bad are all accepted as they are, and you're competing with them less. Notice that. You're competing with people less. Write this down. Study it later on. When you stop competing with other people, you are truly in that realm, in that level of awareness and consciousness where your healing will become so very natural. I promise you. You will feel like you are no longer fighting through the day. You will experience symptoms and you will become curious as you heal the inner wounded child rather than become frantic because of a feeling. You will no longer trust that initial feeling that shows up and says, oh my God, that is bad or dangerous. You'll go, oh my God, that is bad or dangerous, followed by, meh. Right? So that kind of thing. So we don't judge people as being good or bad anymore. We've got compassion towards them, knowing that what they're telling us has nothing to do with us and everything to do with them, period. Period. It has nothing to do with you ever and has everything to do with them if in fact someone is causing you to feel more distressed and down on yourself. Healing signs. Number 6. Openness to participating in new experiences. Oh my God. Someone invites you to a party, which is, the usual thing now. Now that you're opening yourself up to a whole new world and a new identity, you are getting this invitation from here and that invitation from there. And you're getting a phone call from some person and you're getting a message on Facebook from someone from a decade ago. What the heck is happening here? This universe is providing you opportunities to cement your new identity, period. Take those opportunities rather than scattering back to what's familiar, meaning pain. Right? So you're becoming more open to participating in new experiences. Voila. Number 7. Trudy says, yes, exactly. Other people's opinions are none of my business. Awesome. A friend says, take nothing personally. Absolutely. Anita says, I'm healing. Anita, I am coming your way, heading towards Vancouver, setting up seminars within the next couple weeks. I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody there. I run into a lot of warriors on the streets in Vancouver, just saying hello and wishing me, further whatever, and giving people hugs. And if you do see me on the street and I give you an extended hug, just be pre-warned. I'm a hugger, okay? I'm not a shaker of the handser, okay? I'm a hugger, so I will be hugging you if in fact you notice me and I notice you. That's just the way it goes. I apologize. Number 7. Book tour in the summer across the US of A, as Borat would say. Yes, I will be doing the second book tour across North America. I don't know where I'll be stopping. There will be a combination of talks and signings and that sort of thing, and friendships and questions. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. Number 7, healing sign. Okay, write this down. You are less forceful. There is less forcefulness in your healing. There is more kindness and patience towards the process. Do you notice this within you? Right? Do you notice this within you? Are you kinder towards your distress? Are you kinder to yourself during moments of experiencing symptoms and intrusive thoughts? Are you working with the inner child, meaning the subconscious mind, rather than becoming frantic by what the subconscious mind is trying to tell you? All of these things, and you're feeling like things are less forceful, right? If you're not sleeping well one night, you'll get up and you'll feel like you're just walking around and you'll read a book, right? And you won't be so harsh on yourself, whereas before you'd be like, oh, I have to sleep and I'm such a bad this and I can't believe I'm doing this. That's during the anxiety phase, during the initial beginning stages of healing. But once you are in the healing process, the same thing happens and you go, you know what, it's fine. It's fine. It's all a part of growth. And if I don't sleep right now, that's fine. I will eventually. There's that kind of kindness and gentleness, right? So really important. And then recently, I thought this was really cool. Playing with my kid. We picked up all these mini desserts and we put them all together. You know what I'm getting used to or I'm getting into lately, which is really weird? Weird wouldn't be the right word, but I feel like my imagination is taking off more and more. I'm getting some weird, vivid dreams lately of even you guys. Sometimes, someone will post something and I'll dream of you. Yes, I'm dreaming of you guys, right? And I'm reading books around Geronimo Stilton, books that I used to read when I was kids and stuff like that, which is really interesting. I'm getting into that whole imaginative phase. Maybe that's a part of the healing signs as well. And Lego, starting to do Lego. A lot of people are probably going, "What the heck are you doing?" Right? But enjoying it, right? And I don't think we should. I don't think we should run away from things that we're enjoying. Tapping into our creative sides that many times we didn't get a chance to live out during childhood. So think about that for a moment. Finally, the final healing sign that I want to present to you guys is there's an inner softening. Sophia loves Lego. Stephen, good to see you, my friend. Yes, all the time now. Michelle Colors, I love it. I love it. Again, healing sign number 1 was childlike curiosity. So healing sign number 8, inner softening. You're less demanding and understanding that your effort is enough. Your effort is enough. Okay? It doesn't have to go any further beyond that. Okay? There doesn't need to be an accomplishment of a goal today. The timeline for healing is out of your control. Your effort is in your control, right? Your ability to put the puzzle pieces together is in your control. The way you project yourself through your physiology and how fast you go, since speed is an essential part towards healing, that is in your control. So there's an inner softening going on, and that is a vital sign of healing. My friends, write down, please, in the comments section right now, and this could be on YouTube as well, okay, future post video that I'm going to be posting, or right here, right now, doesn't matter. Post your greatest clarity from what you've heard so far. Boom, that moment that stuck out to you that says, man, that's important to me. What stuck out to you? Comment below. Let me know. We're a team. We're in this together. No person here is doing this on their own. Just so you know, we're all in this together. And that's what I love about this tribe, right? Being more than anxiety. So what are you taking? Reina, the first person, says, healing is messy. Reina, thank you for sharing. Love it. Jennifer, great to see you, Jennifer. Childlike curiosity, right? So she knows that when she starts to feel more curious and that childlike side starts to show up, she is on the path. Jason, ask in a moment. 2 minutes, we're going into Q&A. I always thought I was going backwards, but realized that it's normal. Yeah. Childlike curiosity, Courtney, as well. Awesome. Healing is messy. Healing is messy. Michelle and Karen, awesome. Great having you here. Pamela, healing is messy. Okay. Rukaya, my effort is enough. I love it. Self-love over self-blame. Lisa, good for you. I love it. I love it. We are our own roadblocks. Cheryl, tremendous clarity on the members lounge. Thank you so much for sharing your progress lately as well, Cheryl. You have to self-heal. You have to self-love to heal. Right, Stephen? Awesome. Awesome. The tougher the challenge, the greater the victory. Boom! Put that one in the bank. Sometimes I remind myself of, I don't know if you guys have, and recently I've been saying a lot of silly things that just, right in front of people, and I scratch my head like, did I really say that? Yeah. But anyway, I am reminding myself of the movie, one of my favorite movies ever. Okay, one of my favorite movies ever that I forgot the title of. I Love You, Man. I Love You, Man. And there's the main character. I totally forgot his name, and he just he just blurts things out, right? And people make fun of him and look at him funny, and I just remind myself of that guy a little bit today. But anyway, have you guys seen that movie? If you haven't, go see it. Super funny. Super funny. Questions. Let's get into some Q&A, guys. We are an hour in, but we're going to go over for some Q&A. So if you have any... Paul Rudd, Nicole, thank you so much. Oh my God, how could I forget Paul Rudd? Thank you. Any questions related to what we discussed today? Or anything related to the 29 days of the Anxiety Guy videos? Or anything related to the End the Anxiety program, Life Mastery, or Inner Circle programs? Guys, the Inner Circle program is now out under the one-on-one option number 4 on theanxietyguy.com, theanxietyguy.com. Head on over. Yes, it's an investment. Yes, I understand. But honestly, it is a combination of 10 years of work putting it into the Inner Circle program. And a lot of people have said to me, Dennis, I need structure that tells me exactly what to do from a day-to-day basis. That is the Inner Circle program. So head on over, check it out. Dennis. Oh, I forgot I could pin these. You are pinned, Lori. Dennis, how do I heal without professional help available? I believe that it is possible to heal without professional help. However, if you have the opportunity to be guided by someone who's been in your shoes and doesn't sit there and just rationally talk your way through your healing, you're going to find that it can be quite advantageous to have someone like that in your corner. You heal without professional help by first deciding that healing is a must rather than a should. Okay, I took that line from Mr. Anthony Robbins, and it rings a lot of truth bells for me. Okay, first of all, you have to decide. Secondly, Lori, you have to come up with a 3-month contract. Okay, every time you screw up the contract, you have to rip it up and start another one. Okay, the 3-month contract within it must have the 3 things. Mindset, we talked about it in the beginning of this session. Go back and dive deep into the 2 components of your mindset. Okay, your commitment to the mindset each and every day. It must, you must have reframing involved as well. If you look at the books of Bessel van der Kolk, John Sarno, I keep mixing up Adam and Peter Levine. Peter Levine. These books are related to trauma. They're related to reframing. Brent Baum, Stephen Parkhill, get the book Answer Cancer. Okay, that's a fantastic book. So mindset has to be on the contract. Reframing, okay, each and every day, reframing has to be there, and responding. Learning how to respond within the first 10 seconds when fear shows up. Those 3 things must be in your 3-month contract. Don't rely on other people to heal. Yes, it's nice to have those people, okay, but honestly, don't rely on other people to heal you. You're the only person that can heal yourself, period. Courtney, which book are we referring to? Stephen Parkhill's book is called Answer Cancer. Everybody should read it. Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine. Brent Baum, Healing Dimensions, absolutely necessary. Anything by David Snyder on YouTube. Okay, you can watch him on there. He's fantastic. And as well, the 5 essential books that I noted on YouTube as well. Just put the Anxiety Guy books and you'll run into that list of 5. Very welcome, very welcome. So to heal yourself, Lori, you have to come up with that contract. Okay, then really important, you have to reward yourself at the end of every night. If you had the right mindset, if you reframed a past event, and if you responded as best you possibly could, You reward yourself at the end of the night. You will not continue on this journey if you have no reward. Period. Okay? Period. You have to reward yourself every single day. I'm not talking about going out and drinking your face off to tequila shots. That's not what I mean. I'm saying, how good is that bath with candles and binaural beats going to feel at the end of the day when I, in fact, follow through with what's on my contract today? That's what I mean by rewarding yourself. Okay? If your spouse, your friend, whoever is on board, that person will give you a beautiful, full 30-minute massage every third day when you continue to follow through in your contract, right? These are very important components, my friends. And aside from rewarding yourself, you must punish yourself in some way if you don't follow through with your contract. I do this with everybody that works with me one-on-one through Skype. By the way, this may possibly be the final year that I'm working with people one-on-one because of the workload. So if you want to get in with me, take advantage of this year. Okay? This is it. Possibly. But anyway, punishment. Okay? You don't get to, eat half of that portion of the meal. I'm sorry. You didn't follow through with your contract. You don't get the bath. You don't get the bath. Okay? You don't get your mobile device from 6 p.m. onwards. These are punishments. Okay? So, contract, Lori. Mindset, reframing, responding. Crucial, crucial, crucial. Right? 3 essential ingredients to healing. Reward, punishment at the end of the day. Honestly, that's truly what you need right now. If you're confused about reframing, go on YouTube, search Reframing the Anxiety Guy. Okay? Do the End the Anxiety program, the Life Mastery program, the Inner Circle program. They all speak to all of these components, really. Right? Stephen says, no dessert. That's right. No dessert. Whether that be chocolate cake, whether that be, I think this is like pancakes with whipped cream at the top that's falling apart, or whether that be this thing, I don't know, right, with strawberries on it. No dessert for you. You didn't follow through with your contract. Boom. Hope that answers your question. Lori says, thank you. She is pleased. If she's pleased, I am pleased because I am here for you. Great to be here with you guys, by the way. You're very welcome. Tears. Good tears, Lori. I love it. Let's take a moment, guys, just to do some self-hugging, please, okay? Forget how ridiculous you may think you look. Give yourself a hug right here, right now. And as you're doing this right here, right now, I want you to go ahead and just say a couple words to your inner child. You did some great work today, by the way. Everybody here, you did some fantastic work. And as you give yourself that hug, that much-needed hug, put aside the judgments, please. Put aside the labels. Put aside your childlike programming and what the bullies at school may think of you. Put all that stuff aside. And as you give yourself this hug right now, as you close your eyes, I want you to be face-to-face with that inner child. And as you're face-to-face with that inner child, I want you to express the words that that inner child needs to hear right now. What does that inner child need from you? That child's been punished, knowingly and unknowingly. That child feels like he or she was a mistake in this world. That child feels like he or she broke the rules. Tell that child everything that he or she needs to hear right now as you hug that child tighter and tighter and tighter. Tell that child that you love them. Tell that child that from this day forward, you will listen to them. As that child speaks to you through your bodily symptoms, through your thoughts, through your feelings, you will respond rather than continue to build on those past negative beliefs about themselves and the world. Promise that child that from this day forward, you and that child will move forward with baby steps, because I deserve change and I embrace change. I deserve change and I embrace change. I deserve change and I embrace change. And as you say goodbye to that inner child, tell them you will meet again and you will listen to them from here on out. Sometimes we're always looking for the next thing to do, or we're always looking for the next thing to learn, or we're looking for the next person to be, and it just becomes so tiring. Running, escaping, trying to be at the level that everybody wants us to be at. And we never take any time for ourselves. We never take any time for that inner child. We never take any time to listen. And honestly, we just need to truly come together, and we need to express ourselves, and we truly need to cry if we feel like crying, and be vulnerable if we're going to feel vulnerable. We just need to be human again. We have to start being human again, right? We were human the first couple years we got here, and then other people screwed it up for us, and then we started screwing it up for ourselves, and we can't blame them because they were taught the same things from their parents and so forth. But here we are, looking to become human again. So warriors, the truth is that thank you for sharing your comments. Thank you for taking your time with me, because I can't think of anything more important than your time. For you to give me your time is such a blessing. It's just incredible that you would take time out of your day to come meet me here and to listen to me and to converse with me. It's just amazing. For the next 24 hours, if you still feel sensitive to what we did today, and if you still feel like you're processing what we did today, good. Remember, the worst invention I've ever seen in my life are tissues. Tissues. Love you all so very much. Hit the like button. Hit the love button. This will be posted on YouTube. And if you are listening on YouTube, welcome. Share your comment below. Give this video a like. Share it with someone who needs it, because there's a lot of people out there that need it. Have a wonderful day, Courtney, Lori, Michael, Crystal, Elizabeth. Working on it, Michael. And remember that you are more than anxiety. Have a blessed rest of the weekend. I'll see you all soon.